Everybody, welcome to Sports Central. I'm Neil Duncan. Today we got a great show for you. We've got Cody McGee from the city of Auburndale. We've got Don and Ann Slocum from the Florida Square and Round Dance Convention, and we got Dani Horton here from the Hope Equine Rescue. Stick around, everybody, for this week's edition of Sports Central. Everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. Neil Duncan alongside Chris Caprios in this first segment brought to us by the Florida Department of Citrus. And Chris, this is 2 shows in a row for us.
I believe that qualifies as a streak. I've got it going, so we'll see if I can make the next one.
Well, I'm going to have to start a new streak because I didn't do a great job with that open there, but we do have a great show for you. We're looking forward to it. And in this first segment, we're going to have Cody McGee from the city of Auburndale. And Cody, welcome to Sports Central, and we're excited about some information you're going to share with us about the Lake Myrtle Sports Park.
It's great to be here. I've been here a couple of different times, I think, now, but and I'm wearing a different hat this time with the city of Auburndale. The Lake Myrtle is booming, and it's exciting what's going on over there.
Well, you were talking about having a couple different hats that you've been on the show. Of course, you were with Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing back when you were much younger days. All of us were much younger. But and then you went to the Florida Youth Soccer Association. First, talk about them, what their impact to Lake Myrtle is, and then as you transition into the Director of Parks and Rec for the city of Auburndale. Yeah,
Florida Youth Soccer is a great group out at Lake Myrtle. They came in 2011. They have about 100,000 kids in their program. They bring roughly 20 to 25 events to Lake Myrtle each year, and those events range in size from 20 teams up to 60 or 70 teams. You're looking at maybe 100 games a weekend. A lot of kids come through Lake Myrtle Sports Park on the soccer side of things through Florida Youth Soccer. They bring a ton of impact into the county. With people staying in Lakeland, people staying in Davenport, Winter Haven, Auburndale, and it's really good events that they bring into the county.
Well, and Cody, you talk about Florida Youth Soccer. That was really one of the anchors for the creation of Lake Myrtle. But the other side of that, the other anchor, baseball, Russ Matt. Talk about the plans. It's been a lot in the news a lot lately of the new plans for Lake Myrtle to expand because of the success already. So talk about what's coming up down the line and how that will impact Lake Myrtle.
Yeah, Russ Matt came in 2009, I think. So they celebrated their 6th year this year at Russ Matt or at Lake Myrtle, which is pretty exciting because next year we'll be able to have 4 new fields at Lake Myrtle. So it'll give us 9 baseball fields, which should be pretty exciting. We just got through running some numbers of what actually came in, and from the facility side, we actually did 3,000 innings of baseball while Russ Matt was here in the 6 weeks that they were here. So we had and that was just at Lake Myrtle. It's not including what we had at the chain over in Winter Haven. The 4 new fields will be built by the time Russ Matt gets here next year. And so it's going to be a lot of work, but we're really excited about it. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on in Auburndale.
And you talk about the number of innings that were played there and all the soccer games and other multi-sports that go on the other fields. But talk about that for a second, what goes into that, because it's a partnership between the county and the city of Auburndale. The city of Auburndale maintains the fields. Talk about what's involved with that and how much work really goes into keeping those fields. I mean, they're in pristine condition year-round.
Yeah, currently we have 11 soccer fields and 5 baseball fields out at Lake Myrtle. The maintenance is done by the city of Auburndale with the help from a county program with the inmates from the county. We have 4 staff that are out at Lake Myrtle, and they keep that place running without a hitch. My hat's off to Tommy Brayton, who's the superintendent of the maintenance out there, and he does a fantastic job along with his crew. It's an everyday process of getting the fields squared away. We have over 55 events at Lake Myrtle each year, and that's just the larger events. That's not including the youth programs that go there, where it's Auburndale Youth Soccer plays there, as well as Lakeland Youth Soccer at some points, and some of the middle schools actually have their soccer games going on as well.
think one of the neat things that we've been able to see located out there at Lake Myrtle is the fact that this was a new venture for the city of Auburndale to open up a complex this large. They had softball and some other venues, but this was a whole different ball game, no pun intended. But the Detroit Tigers, the city worked with the Detroit Tigers to set all the mounds originally when the complex opened up, and it basically saying, that was the city saying, we want to have the best of the best facility possible, and then people like Ron Myers and the Tigers willing to partner together. Talk a little bit about that.
I think it shows with Lake Myrtle specifically, it shows the connection that, or the direction that the county and the city of Auburndale really want to have with athletics coming from outside of the county. The county is doing a phenomenal job at fronting a big portion of the cost that's going to come from Lake Myrtle, and the city's coming right behind it, saying that we're going to put more into it as well, whether that be financially or just manpower. And I think that it shows a great deal where the county and the city of Auburndale and the other local cities, where we are headed in the future for the growth of Polk County, and also inviting more people coming in from outside of the county. And I think that we kind of took our lead from the Tigers. I think that's kind of where the city's kind of banded together and said it's time for us to act like we're a team and really get some good stuff coming in.
Well, and speaking of the Tigers, they're obviously not going anywhere. We're going to have them for over 100 years. But the competition as far as fields and available fields within the Grapefruit League, teams moving around, that really necessitated this move to add the 4 fields, and that's going to be huge in being able to recruit other events. And because teams move around, that opens up major league facilities for people like Russ Matt to go to, but being able to secure them for an additional
through 2029,
10 years basically, or more than 10 years is key.
We were able to do the extension to the Russ Matt agreement. The current agreement was through 2019, but with the expansion of the 4 new fields, it actually secured them for another 10 years. So they will be here until 2029. But the growth of the fields allows us to see tournaments and other programs that are that size, if not maybe bigger, in the soccer field, to be able to secure them to come in on a level we never expected. And I think that that's just to show the future of what we're looking for.
And you look at the Russ Matt event on its own is over a $20 million economic impact for Polk County. So that's just one 6-week or so time period, and all the other events that go along with it. And I think it's also important for our viewers at home to understand that the portion of the county funding is coming from the bed tax. I think it was $5 million.
Yep,
$5 million is going to be invested. That's not local taxpayer dollars. Those are our visitors coming into Polk County who are paying a bed tax. That money is being put into this project. So the money coming in from those visitors is being reinvested, and it just continues that flow of money into Polk County. Then on the city side, the city is investing their dollars for the maintenance and the facility upkeep, correct?
Yes, and it shows from the county standpoint, it shows exactly where that money is coming from is what sports marketing and the county itself has been working so hard at getting out of county events to come in. That's where that money is coming from. Right. The city's fronting a portion of that just to get everything squared away in the time frame that we're looking at. But it's a really great partnership between the city of Auburndale and Polk County Sports Marketing.
Yeah. I was just going to say, speaking of timeline, what is the timeline for the project? And I remember 5 or 6 years ago, whatever it was, soccer was supposed to happen first at Lake Myrtle, but because the Indians leaving and going to Arizona, and then tourism and sports marketing, the county finding Russ Matt, baseball actually got done first. And remember, they were pouring the bags of mulch as teams were showing up that first year with the landscaping. What's the timeline for this project, and when do you think it's going to be?
We're hoping to be a little quicker than we were that first go, but the contract between Russ Matt and the county states that the fields need to be built before March 1st. And we're hoping that we can beat it a little bit quicker than that, with the idea that the grow time in the December months is not optimal time for grass to grow in. So we're trying to get it in that September, October, November time frame to really put some grass down and get the roots going before we get into Russ Matt. So worst case scenario, we're squared away and ready to rock on March 1st. Base case scenario, before we get to the end of the year, we're really pushing hard at getting at least the groundwork of the grass and the clay and things like that built.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah. Well, that's Lake Myrtle. That's the baseball side of things, but I know that you guys have some plans in the future for some other projects out there. Can you talk about those? Maybe some of the recreational side of things.
There are a couple of projects that we've got that we're wanting to do at Lake Myrtle that will help out the local leagues. There are 2 sections of Lake Myrtle, a north end and a south end, that we've got pegged for expansion that will be things that we have not yet been able to do in our city, whether that's with our local little leagues or maybe even some opportunity to build some complexes for outside events coming in. We're hoping to push that, and I think that the growth from RustMat is really gonna spark that hard, and I think that'll be exciting to see in the next 5 years or so.
And what about just citywide? I know you have a lot of special events, some that you've just developed recently, like CityCon, but others that are upcoming. Talk a little bit about that and what's coming up within the city of Auburndale.
CityCon was a really exciting part for the city of Auburndale because it allowed us to open our minds to a couple other events. One of the events that we actually have going on tomorrow, is the Hurricane Expo. We don't have a hurricane-focused event in the county that is really trying to help out with what to do in a worst-case scenario, weather-wise. And the city of Auburndale is putting together a very informative event in our downtown area. It's at our community center, our gym in the downtown Auburndale. And we have 3 local newscasts coming with their meteorologists that are going to be talking about weather and hurricanes and tornadoes and what to expect when all that's happening. We also have a lot of different vendors coming in, like Tampa Electric, the Ledger will be there, Lowe's will be there. There are a lot of good groups that are going to be coming in to help spread the word on what to do and what to expect. We haven't had hurricanes in a long time. We've been very, very lucky, but
knock on wood.
Exactly. Yes, but we want to make sure that we, especially the new people that are coming into the state or even into the county, are more prepared for when events or when an actual hurricane may occur or bad weather. So, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, starting. Going through 3, it'll be at the community center gym in downtown Auburndale. It'll be a really fun event. It's a free event. There's going to be food. It's going to be a lot of fun going on.
And also, it's not just about educating the adults, but also some stuff for kids to check out and learn and have fun at the same time.
Yeah, we'll have an actual hurricane simulator in there, and I'm actually a little excited about that.
I don't know if
Can Neil and I come down and try that out?
Oh yeah, you press the button, you got 70-mile-an-hour winds right in your face.
Good.
Lakeland Electric's helped us out getting that squared away, and it's pretty exciting.
Well, and it is an important part because, as we found, and I think it was 2004, the hurricanes that came through Polk County. If the hurricanes are going up the coast, a lot of those people evacuate into the Central Florida area, so it's important for us to be ready to receive those people. And then if, unfortunately, something comes right over the top of us, we need to be prepared in how we can batten down the hatches, if you will, here in Polk County.
And we do partner with Polk County Emergency Management and produce the Hurricane Shelter Guide. You can get those at any Publix location and also at Outpost 27 and all of our distribution points as well. And I think they'll probably have them tomorrow at the event, too.
Yeah, they'll be there. A couple other people from the
great
county and other cities around, they'll be there to give some of that informative information out.
Well, great event, a great facility, and Cody, we appreciate your time coming on, and maybe we'll have you on when the project gets finished. So
there we go. I'll be happy.
All right. Well, Lake Myrtle Sports Park, a great jewel here in Polk County, but another place that you can find a lot of information and a great jewel is the Visitor Information Center at I-4 and 27, where our visitors get all their information. But you too, the locals in Polk County, need to check it out because there's a lot of information that you may not know about Polk County. So let's take a look at the Visitor Information Center up there at I-4 and 27. Chris and Neil will be right back here on Sports Central.
Polk Outpost 27 is the official visitor information center for Polk County. So our purpose is to not only attract visitors to our building, but when they come through our doors, we try to focus on a 3-pronged approach of conversion, education, and enhancement. And what I mean by that is we want to convert anybody and everybody that comes into our building into overnight stays for Polk County. We want to educate them on what there is to see and do within Polk County, and then we want to enhance their experience not only within the building, but in Polk County as well. And if we accomplish all 3 of those facets, visitors are happy with their stay, they're happy with their vacation, they tell their friends, they tell their family, and it in turn creates more visitors for us to do the same thing once again. I think the mindset when this building was first built was we wanted to keep away from the prototypical perception of a visitor center, which is a brochure library. You walk in and it's wall-to-wall pamphlets of information that you don't really know how to discern. We wanted to make it more interactive. We talked a lot about the wow factor. When people walk through the doors, the first thing they say is wow, and they can't believe what they're walking into. And that creates a good perception not only for us, but for the county as a whole. So it's from anything from the map on the floor of Polk County, where people can literally feel like they're standing in Polk County, to the 3-sided and 4-sided panel kiosks that play interactive movies about different attractions and things to see and do, to the theater that plays videos and slideshows about different things to see and do in Polk County, even all the way back in the building to the pond, which gives visitors a feel of what they would see at a local lake within Polk County. There's largemouth bass out there, bluegill, brim, an occasional gator, and a time or two. So it really gives visitors a sense of what they can see and do within Polk County. We really try to focus on a little bit more of the authentic feel, the down-home experience they would get within Polk County. Obviously, like I said, the prototypical visitor center has their own perception, and along with that goes the sense that it's only there for tourists. It's only there for new people coming into town, and that's not the case. Yes, we focus mainly on tours, but we offer a whole list of things that can accommodate residents as well, whether it be our attraction ticket sales, where you can get anything from Legoland and Bach Tower to Disney World, Universal, and Busch Gardens as well, along with a few other options. Also, we have a very, very good partnership with the Polk County Library Cooperative, where only people, mostly residents, that have a Polk County Library card can come in, rent DVDs, rent books, and then drop them off, and it's all free of charge for them. We even get into the sense of offering welcome bags for reunions that are brought in. We do a very good job of trying to disseminate our information, whether it be to tourists or residents alike. Whether it be accommodation information, oftentimes reunions are being brought in, church conferences, parties, whatever the case may be, meetings and conventions. And it's our job then to put together the information that is pertinent for those people, especially accommodations listings with the short-term rentals, hotel, motel, and then the things to see and do as well when they have some downtime, whether it be from a reunion or a meeting. We get a lot of residents as well that come in and from visiting our center, they find out something new about Polk County inevitably. Myself living in the county for 20 plus years, I'm still learning about Polk County. There's all sorts of little things, little hidden gems, if you will, that people don't know about. And that's the stuff that we try and promote. That's the stuff that we push that visitors and again, residents alike can't get anywhere else. We've worked pretty hard to assemble a team, both young and old, new and experienced, but all very excited about Polk County and what it has to offer. I'd be willing to put our team up against anybody, not only in the state, but in the country, even in the world. Polk Outpost 27 is open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We are closed for major holidays, but there is no other visitor center like us that's open as many days as we are with the amount of hours we are. Visitors can absolutely find out more information as residents as well on our website at visitcentralflorida.org. That's the best way. We do have collateral throughout Polk County at major attractions, major accommodations, and major restaurants where they can get information on us as well. But the best way is to come in and see us, come through our doors, experience what we have to offer, talk with our wonderful staff, our intelligent staff, and become excited about what Polk County has to offer. The value of this place goes all the way back to the selection of the site of where it is. We're able to pull people not only from the Tampa region, especially from the Orlando region. They see our signs, they see our marketing efforts, and they come talk to us and they come and engage with us, and it gives us the opportunity to achieve our mission in putting heads in beds and making cash registers ring. This building itself, since its inception, is more than paid for itself. We've achieved over $40 million in economic impact just by being here.
Everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. Neil Duncan alongside Chris Caprios, and some great footage there from the Visitor Information Center.
Yeah.
formerly known as the Polk Outpost 27. But
We have to pay $1 every time we say Polk Outpost 27.
right.
But yeah, and we always talk about it a lot, that a lot of people that live here in Polk County, maybe lived here their whole life, don't know some of the great places that we have. I know when I started this job 12 or so years ago, there's places I'd never heard of, but that's the importance of the Visitor Center, not just for the people coming into Polk County, staying here, but for our residents, because everyone has family members, friends that come and stay with you, whether you want them to or not. And the Visitor Information Center is a perfect place to go to find out all there is to see and do here. Plus, as they talked about in that piece, you can get discount attraction tickets to
Summertime.
Legoland, Florida, and all the others. So
Yeah.
great place to go. Definitely check it out. I-4 and 27, about a half mile south of Interstate 4.
Well, one of those great places here in Polk County that you may not know about is Harry's Old Place, and they are the segment sponsor for the second segment. I'm looking forward to this segment because we've got two guests with us that come on almost every year, and they do a great job talking about this event. It's Don and Ann Slocum from the annual Florida Square and Round Dance Convention, and welcome back to Sports Central.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
be
having
here.
us
61st year of the event,
of the
Yes.
convention.
and how many of those years has it been held at the Lakeland Center?
Well, I'm not quite sure.
25 maybe.
Probably at least 25, with the exception of
Wow.
a couple that was in Orlando.
Right.
But we've had a really good working relationship with the Lakeland Center. And I've been working with the people there for probably close to 10 years now. And I am the go-between between the dancers and the center. And it's worked out very good that way, instead of having a whole lot of different people every year. And they're very good to work with.
Well, the correct answer to that question should have been 61 years, because we'd like to have you here every single year. And it is such a huge event and a great event. How many participants do you have each year? Obviously, the numbers probably fluctuate, but on average.
Well, it's been going down, but we hope that we can have about 700 this
Wow.
year. But I mean, when we started square dancing, which was 28 years ago, the numbers were up in 3,000 plus.
Wow.
So,
Well, and I think part of what we've talked about in the past is one of the reasons that you guys come on and promote the event and trying to get new people into round and square dancing, and this is one of the avenues to do that, is to get people out to the annual convention, right?
Right.
Correct.
And visitors are welcome, and there's no charge. Come in and watch us and get some information, talk to people. And it's really a great activity. It's a good mental and physical activity, and keeps you active. And also very nice people. I mean, we've made so many friends in square dancing, and you can basically do as much as you want or as little as you want. You can dance local clubs, or you can travel all over the country, or all over the world actually, in dancing. And we travel quite a bit ourselves, but after you dance a while and do travel, you'll find almost any place you go, there's people you know or have danced with before. You may not really know them, but you recognize them.
Right.
And it's a beautiful part of it, you know. It's a great social activity, clean.
Yeah. Well, and I could tell you my square dancing career was very short. In kindergarten, you know, we had it at PE, you had to pick a partner and everything. So I had maybe 1 year under my belt. But talk about the competition part of it. Is there judging as part of it, or no?
basically, it's not competition, but like at the state convention that's coming up here in Lakeland, they do have one little segment just for competition. Basically, your competition is with yourself to try to get better at it, and so that's where people feel like being on Sports Central. What are dancers doing now? Well, it is like a sporting activity, because you're in competition with yourself to make yourself better. And so then we'll be going to the national convention. They'll have a little segment there, but it's not. Generally, the dances are not competition.
Okay.
They're just for fun, social, and mental, everything that you get with it.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the 61st annual Florida Square and it's a tongue twister, Round Dance Convention, which will be at the Lakeland Center May 22nd through the 24th. And what's the difference between round and square dancing? Because I can't say it, so tell me what I probably won't be able to do it, but what's the difference?
Square dancing is done with a group of 8 people, 4 couples, and you form a square. And you have a caller that gives you calls, which you have to take some lessons and learn, but he will say something, and you know you have a certain pattern to do for that. And it's all off the cuff. We have no idea what the caller is going to say.
Okay.
And so it keeps you on your toes. Now, round dancing is done by couples, and you go around the floor, and that's less round
Progress.
dancing.
Progress.
But again, you have a cure, but it's more like ballroom dancing, and very similar steps. And again, they have classes that teach you exactly what they do.
Okay, I'm not making a joke. I'm serious because I'm trying to understand. So it's almost like the caller is someone almost like Simon says. They say it out, and then you have to
Keep going with it.
to do it back.
Right.
And then I'm assuming that as you get more advanced, that the caller is making more calls
Oh, yes.
quicker and
And more difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, you can advance. There's different levels of square dancing. Or
Okay.
you come in as a beginner and just learn those beginners, and then called mainstream, and then you learn another set of calls. And if you keep on going, you can add to your, it's kind of levels.
So the convention has all those different levels. So
Yes.
you'll sign up under the category in which you know you can compete or participate in.
Yeah, there's different halls for the different levels.
Okay.
There's 2 round dance halls, and there's 4 or 5 square dance halls. One of them alternates between squares and rounds, but all the different levels. And depending what level you can dance at, you go to an appropriate room, or you can dance at a lower level than the best you can do. And sometimes we do that just to dance with other friends, and or maybe it's a caller you really like to dance to, because callers come from all over the state.
World
And sometimes that's the only time we get to dance to certain callers. So it's really a lot of fun and a great thing to do.
And really the other side of the convention, the competition, is the outfits, right? Isn't that a big part of it?
Well, not so much anymore, because
No?
we're trying to bring new people in, and then one of the objections were, we don't want to dress like that.
I dress like that.
I bet you look good too.
When he was in kindergarten, learning how to square dance.
But you're talking about the big frilly skirts and stuff like that.
I wouldn't wear the frilly skirt, but
wouldn't?
probably whatever the men wear.
Oh,
probably.
okay. But there, say probably 50%
Yeah.
people, ladies are more dressing in more of the just straight skirts, and but some ladies are still coming in their frilly skirts. So it's really optional.
And that's
So-
a way that the sport is trying to change with the times, because you're hearing from people. That's why they don't want to participate. How can people get involved? Because maybe if you don't want your first experience with round or square dancing to be the state convention, locally, how can they get involved or be exposed to it?
Okay, we have classes every year. Most of them start in the fall, but they happen to have one starting June 1st in Plant City at Strawberry Square, which is a square dance hall. It was built for square dancing. And they will go for 12 weeks throughout the summer for the local people. Most of our classes run maybe November through April or January to March, because it's heavily snowbirds. And once they go, of course, we lose a lot of dancers, and a lot of the clubs slow down for the summer. And Strawberry Square, which in the wintertime has something going every day, and sometimes 2 or 3 different activities a day. We're down to about 2 activities now throughout the summer.
And it's every day. You don't have just set days that you have that you all meet. It's open every day.
Well,
It's
it depends
together.
where you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
And
the
the one
June
you're talking
1st, what day is that? The week? Is
That's
that
Monday.
Monday,
Yeah.
so
Starts
that's
on
going to be
Monday.
on Mondays, the
Yeah.
lesson.
Yeah.
And they have it on Thursday here in Lakeland. They have a class going here on Thursday. And
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the national event, because you guys go to that event,
yeah.
Right.
correct?
This,
And how is that event different than this one? Because obviously, first of all, we want to thank you for your continued support of this event, bringing it, making sure it does come to Polk County and the Lakeland Center, because those are room nights, those are overnight stays,
yeah.
those are people coming in from all over. But the national level, where's the event typically at, and how long are you there for?
Okay, that starts on a Wednesday and goes through Saturday.
Okay.
And it moves around every year, around different parts of the country. Now, last year we were in Little Rock, Arkansas. This year we're going to be in Springfield, Massachusetts. Next year it'll be in Des Moines, Iowa. And we've been out to Long Beach, California, and
Oklahoma City.
yeah.
And it's
It
great.
moves around.
We need to
Great
get
to
that in
travel
Polk
with that.
County. We need to get
Yeah.
the national event here
Yeah.
too.
How many attendees is that? typically?
There was a national in 1997 in Orlando, and there's some people looking to have it again, possibly in 21. They're talking to the people at the Tampa Convention Center, because we're talking here maybe 5,000 or 6,000 people.
Oh, wow.
So it's a big facility,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of work. We worked on it in '97, and it does take a lot of people and a lot of work, but there's a lot of satisfaction when you have a good one too.
Well, speaking of that, this event I'm sure takes a lot of people and a lot of work. Can listeners or viewers at home volunteer for this event, or how can they get more information about the event?
There's a website, floridasquaredance.com, which has all kinds of information about dancing in Florida.
And the convention.
And the convention. It has links to different things. There's a convention website, and there's clubs have websites, and like Strawberry Square, the dance hall has a website. So if you go to that one website, you can find links to everything else, and classes will be up there when they're coming out in the different club schedules.
All right.
And you both have long pins, so it shows just how involved you are, and talk about what they all stand for. So you've been past president, so very involved.
Okay, yeah, we're past presidents.
Of the association.
Okay.
The association covers 16 counties.
Very nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we're currently the reps for Polk County for that association. And every year we sell a bar. That's your membership, and we've been members since 1987.
Nice.
The ribbon, which a lot of people, oh, did you win? That's our ticket.
That's our ticket
Square
to get
dances,
into the
they
convention.
sell
You already have it ready to go.
Yeah, and it's kind of, if you wear it ahead of time, it kind of helps
Yeah,
people
helps
know, promote.
Yeah, nobody has
we're
an
going.
excuse of losing their ticket, right?
Yeah.
It should be up to
Or when you're
I don't
walking
know,
around the
we've
dance hall,
done
we
that
know
before.
you paid to get in.
Right.
But
There
we
you go,
currently
yeah.
have, I think it's 5 sets of ribbons tacked up on our bulletin board at home
For the next
for
events.
upcoming events.
You're ready to go.
Well,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Well, Dawn and Ann, thank you so much for, as I said, supporting this event, making this event happen for Polk County. We know it's a big economic impact, and good luck to you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right. Well, again, I'm going to try it one more time. The 61st Annual Florida Square and Round Dance Convention at the Lakeland Center. That'll be May 22nd through the 24th. But until then, we're going to take a look at last year's footage. So stick around. Chris and Neil will be right back here on Sports Central.
Hi, I'm Brad West, and I'm here at the 59th Florida State Square and Round Dance Convention. We're going to take a look today at what is square dancing, round dancing, and maybe even find out what these dangle badges are all about. So let's go. Hi, I'm here with Cheryl. She's the co-chairman. Cheryl, could you tell me what we've got going on today?
Yes, we have the 59th Florida State Square and Round Dance Convention that's held on Memorial Day weekend every year in Lakeland at the Lakeland Center. We do square and round dancing, line dancing. We're actually the American folk dance of Florida. So we come out every Memorial Day weekend and dance.
All right. And what's your average attendance for an event like this?
Our average attendance is probably about 400 to 600 people.
Now, is this a competition or is this for fun?
No, square dancing is not competition. It is basically for fun. It gives you fitness because it gives you the opportunity of walking. It's not running. It's not fast paced. I hope you get some of the dancers dancing to see.
You passed me by one summer day, flashed those big brown eyes my way. I knew I wanted you forevermore. Doing Alabama left with the corner girl. Don't I know your own? Alabama left that corner.
I'm here with Robert Padgett, who's a caller here at the convention. Robert, explain what a caller does.
Well, what a caller does is we give the instructions to the dancers for the various figures that they have to do during the dance. Really, all square dancing is choreographed walking. If you know your left from your right and you know you have 2 good feet and you can walk without impediment, anybody can square dance. So.
Finally, a dance I might be able to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Where did square dancing originate from?
Well, square dancing is really the only dance form that's native to the United States. It started with the Morris line dances in England and the French ballroom court dances in France. Our ancestors brought that over here. Things were transmitted by word of mouth and by rote, and before you knew it, some things got changed, some things got added, and the next thing you know, we had something very unique called square dancing, unique to the United States. Hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, meet your rose and your
I'm here with Judy Anderson, the chairman of Dangle Dances. Judy, what is a dangle dance?
This is where we get together and square dance, of course, but we're given different chores to do. Like we just danced with pails where everybody had a sand pail with a shovel in it. They had to pass it around and get rid of it as soon as they could and get rid of as many as they could.
Now, what is the craziest dangle dance that you have done?
Oh my goodness, I've done so many. This one we're doing now is quite a bit of fun because it's a play on words. It's we're dancing with a thong, but the thong is a shoe that you have tied around your neck and it dangles down your back.
And do you know where dangle dances came from, or?
I think somebody just wanted something to do one day, and this is what they did to keep people interested and to get them started in learning how to square dance.
Well, it looks like a lot of fun.
It's a terrific amount of fun, and I recommend anybody doing it and get in with the dangle dances because this really keeps us going. It is crazy stuff to do.
Now the side square through, 4 hours around the ring, you're gonna fly to the regular crew.
I'm here with Barbara McDonald, a first-time participant here at the convention. Barbara, what got you into square dancing?
Well, we got into it for fun, and we got into it in the 70s.
And how did you hear about this convention?
Well, we joined a square dance club about 2 years ago, and we hadn't danced in like 20 years, so it was getting back into square dancing, and we felt comfortable coming here and learning some more with the advanced dancing.
And now we learned about dangle dances earlier, and I've noticed you have some dangles, right?
Yeah, dangles.
What's the craziest one, the wackiest one that you've done?
The wackiest one is we danced at two oceans. When we were in Panama, we danced at the Atlantic side and the Pacific side in one day. So you don't get that one very often.
Very cool.
We encourage anyone to come out that is interested in square dancing to come and see what it's about, and we'll get you hooked up in a class and you'll be having as much fun as we are.
Well, that's all I have from the Square and Round Dance Convention. Now I'm going to go see if I can go earn myself a dangle.
Everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. Neil Duncan alongside Chris Caprios, and some of those outfits you were talking about there.
Yeah.
Great event, and really two treasures there that really keep that event going and make sure that it happens not only in Polk County but at the Lakeland Center. So special thanks to Donna and Ann.
Yeah, really cool event. Just for me, it brings back bad memories of kindergarten and being rejected by girls I was asking to be my square dancing partner. But it's a great event. We're glad to have them here in Polk County.
Speaking of bad memories, I've had a lot of them at Cleveland Heights Golf Course, not because of the course, but because of the way I play. But they're this segment sponsor for our third segment here. But I don't want them to think that I was talking bad about them. But
no, it's a great course.
You've played
and actually,
golf with me.
Yeah, and you played golf with me as well.
Yeah,
so I don't have great memories either. But it is a great course. They've done a lot, renovating some of the greens and the tee boxes. Really fun course to play.
Yeah. Well, a great event here in Polk County, and we want to bring on Dani Horton now to talk about is the Hope Equine Rescue. That's the facility, but an event that you guys have coming up. You came on last year to talk about it, but Dani, welcome back to the program.
Thank you guys for having us again. It's a pleasure to be here.
What is the Hope Equine Rescue for those viewers that don't know?
We are a nonprofit organization that takes in severe abuse and neglect cases with horses. We work with law enforcement, and when they go in and take a big seizure in and they take these horses out of really bad situations, we're the organization that comes in and takes those horses and rehabilitates them and finds them new homes.
Well, there's so many things I want to get to when it comes to this initiative, because it's fantastic. The first one, I guess, is how do you guys get the referrals, or how can people be proactive? Because it's not the animal's fault that they're in this situation, and sometimes it's really not even the owner's fault for what's happened. They've just came into a bad time in their life and maybe don't have the amount of money or the upkeep that these animals deserve. First of all, how can somebody report when they see a neglected or malnourished
They can always contact us. We have our website. They can reach out to us if they want to stay anonymous. That is fine. We don't mind. We always try to help the owners. We always try to educate the owners. A lot of times it is an education issue. Horses are extremely difficult to maintain, extremely costly to maintain. On average, it costs about $2,500 a year just for basic maintenance. That's no special veterinarian care, medical expenses, or anything like that. So a lot of times it's just education, and we will try to do that. And then if we need to step in and remove the horse or reach out to another organization to help, we will. But they can always contact us. And we also have a local here in Polk County. We have an agricultural crime unit that investigates those cases as well. So you can contact them through animal control, and they can have an officer check into the issue as well.
And I think we talked about this maybe last time, but that $2,500 figure you just mentioned, that doesn't include their food, does it?
That is basic. That's just feed, hay. They're very basic medical care, which they have to have vaccines and certain things like that. That's the very basics.
Yeah.
That doesn't require anything special. That doesn't even include like if you have to board them if you don't own your own facility. Right. And boarding rates are extremely expensive. They can go anywhere from about $350 to about $800 a month. So that can be, that changes that number completely. Wow. So it's extremely expensive to upkeep.
How long has it been around, and where is it located?
We have, this is our 7th year as a registered nonprofit, and we are in Auburndale off of Dixie Highway, right here in Auburndale, and we are a nonprofit, and we also are verified through the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries, so we've been checked out by them as well.
Okay, so take me through the process. Someone calls, there's been a seizure, maybe, like I said, maybe there was malnutrition going on or whatever, they're in a bad way. Right. What happens?
It depends. Normally it is a deputy that contacts us. They have taken in horses. They have either seized them or the owner has actually signed them over and has relinquished ownership. The deputy will contact us and ask us if we have room, if we can take these horses in. And if we do, then the county will sign the horses over to us, and then we begin the rehabilitation process. Sometimes we have to go to court, sometimes we have to testify in particular cases and those kind of things. So sometimes it can be a pretty long, drawn-out process.
Mm-hmm. And being a nonprofit, part of what we're here to talk to you about, you have an event coming up. Talk about that event and how people can get involved in helping this great cause.
Well, we've been trying to branch out a little bit and reach a lot of people that maybe aren't horse people, that don't know a whole lot about the horse industry, and raise awareness and that kind of thing. And part of that was with some of our events. We have started doing our 5K. It's a Racing to the Rescue 5K, where we really enjoy these. I'm part of a gym here, a local gym called Ultra Fit. We're really big into CrossFit. We like doing all that kind of stuff, and we have a really great organization there, and we like to do these events, and it brings in new people, and we can raise awareness and have fun and get fit and do all those kind of things as well.
Well, the 5K, obviously trying to raise some additional funds because like any nonprofit, there's never enough never enough resources to do the work that needs to be done. What is the date, what is the price, and how can they register?
Okay, it's actually tomorrow, May 16th. It's at Holloway Park here in Lakeland. Great place, great facility. And it is a $30 registration fee, and they can go on our website, or they can actually just show up tomorrow morning at our event, sign up at 9, and we run at 10.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is a great facility, Holloway.
Yeah, we love it out there, and we use that park because it kind of, it's very natural, the woods, and it's kind of shady too. It's Florida, so it's nice to run in the shade.
Shady in a good way.
Yeah, yes, shady in a good way. So.
But where can people donate if they're watching the program? They want to contribute to the fund.
They can always go to our website, which is hopeequinerescue.com. Okay. They can come out and visit the horses. We actually just took in 6 horses last night from the county, and these guys are new. We're just starting the rehabilitation process with them. And normally we have, within the first 30 to 60 days, we will probably spend anywhere from about $2,000 to $2,500 in those horses to get them, if they have any medical problems and that kind of stuff, because of the neglect, and we have to bring them up to date on everything, and we have a special process we have to go through. They all have to receive vet care. They have to be checked out. So when they first come in is extremely expensive, and then once we can get them healthy, then we can just maintain them and find them. And the goal is to find them homes. So we don't keep them. We actually adopt them out and get them into good homes.
So your facility is open for people just to come see the horses and probably
Absolutely.
helps them in the recovery to interact with people.
We have volunteer program. We try to do a lot of community events. We go to local schools, local churches, those kind of things. We have a donkey that he goes out. Everybody loves the donkey. And the kids can pet him and meet him and that kind of stuff. And then we have some little small miniature horses about the size of a dog that we take out too. And the kids really love them. So we try to do as much as we can with the community.
What is the process for someone who wants to maybe adopt one of the horses? Because I know for each animal, it probably is a different amount of time on what their recovery is going to be until they're adoptable. What is the process that someone would go through if they want to do that?
We try to keep it as simple as possible. We don't want to turn people away. So we have an application that's filled out. And you just fill out just basic information. It just asks about your horse experience, where you're going to be keeping the horse, that kind of thing. And we can check your references, because we definitely don't want them to end up the way we found them. So we do that, and then we have the people come out to our facility and meet the horses, and then we find which one is the best match. Because just like with dogs, they all have different personalities, and we have to try to find the right match for the right person.
And how many animals, is there a capacity? You can only go up to so many that you can accommodate there?
Right, our maximum is 25 at a time. And we're always right at that number.
Really?
So yeah, as soon as we actually have a waiting list. And we have other, not only do we try to work specifically with Polk County law enforcement, because this is our county, but we have all other surrounding counties contact us all the time as well.
Well, a great facility, a great event, and we wish you luck on the upcoming event, which is tomorrow. But the mission is every day, and you guys certainly need some resources there. So, Dani, thanks for coming back on Sports Central.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right. Well, each time we air Sports Central, we bring in a feature where we're spotlighting local athletes and their abilities here in Polk County. Of course, June 23rd will be the Polk County All Sports Awards and Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and we're never at a loss on people to recognize our Hall of Famers to induct, and maybe you'll see this individual pretty soon. But Anthony Morales is a multi-sport star from Lakeland High School. Check out this footage on Anthony, and Chris and Neil will be right back on Sports Central.
I'm really enjoying senior year. I know this is our last home game tonight, and I'm actually gonna feel bittersweet.
Starting lineup's gonna be obviously a little bit different. Anthony and Brevin, defensive centers.
I was elected to be a captain for my team last year as a junior.
Anthony is a leader.
I'm glad, that Coach Slock, chose me to be, in his eyes, the leader of the team.
But he's kind of by the book. He makes sure that it's done right, and if people aren't really doing what they're doing, I said, Anthony, can you take care of that? And Anthony he'll be right on top of it.
As a captain, you have to arrange the team. You have to get them straight. You have to make sure they're doing the things that that they need to do. What a leader means to me, I feel like somebody who should lead by example and by what they do in front of everyone. And, it shows what kind of character you have. Okay, I was the chief editor for the yearbook last year as a junior. I am a chief and editor this year also, so it's a continuous thing, and I like to help with the yearbook and understanding what goes where and how things come about and kind of the story of the school. I think it correlates with being captain here, since you have that same leadership role in the field as you do when it comes down to making deadlines for pages and making sure certain things are spelled right and pages need to be done. And I enjoy having that role in both activities. I put a lot of time into getting good grades and being able to continue and progress as an academic student. and I think has a lot to do with perseverance and being able to recognize that I need to be academically superior in order to be successful, in the future. When I started tennis in, I think, my sophomore year, I didn't know anything about tennis. I like the sport. I'm not as good as a tennis player as I am a soccer player, but I enjoy it. I think it's a nice way to stay in shape.
Cody! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
My dad was a huge inspiration in my life.
For our senior night, for our soccer players.
He came to this country as an immigrant, and he's really showed me the ways of how to be someone in life, how to recognize that you need to do this, you need to do that, in order to have some sort of leadership. I feel like he's played, a major role in my life, and he is really shaped of who I am now and who I'm going to be in the future.
He's a worker. On the field, off the field, he does everything that he needs to be done when it needs to be done. It's not like, he's taking AP classes, he's taking college classes, he's taking, and that's out there. Then he's playing tennis in the off season. He comes to all the workouts. When we practice all the summer, and he'll be at all of that. I mean, he doesn't miss.
A part of me is always going to stay here. 4 years playing soccer here, I'll look back into the memories. Once I'm older, I know I'm gonna remember some of the great things that we've done as a team and me as a player. Hi, my name is Anthony Morales, and I am a student here at Kathleen High School.
Everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. Neil Duncan alongside Chris Caprios, and I made a mistake. That was Anthony Morales from Kathleen High School, not Lakeland High School.
Well, Kathleen is technically in Lakeland.
So I was close.
But
Does it count?
as a Lakeland High School graduate, there is a rivalry there, and you don't want to mix the two up, really. But
so
it's okay. It happens.
Anthony, we apologize. Kathleen High School. But
he's probably very angry, actually.
Yeah, we'll probably see him at the Polk County All Sports Awards, as we mentioned. That'll be June 23rd at the Lakeland Center, inducting the 2015 Hall of Fame class, as well as all the award winners that go along with that. Yeah. But you just attended here recently a great event for Polk County. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I was getting mic'd up and had some confetti in my shirt from the big celebration of the Legoland Florida Resort Hotel. Celebrated their grand opening today, actually.
Yeah.
And of course, all the fanfare that goes along with that, and just what a magnificent addition that is to Polk County. And really, Adrian Jones, their general manager, talks about it all the time, and it's so true. The hotel at Legoland's already a multi-day destination itself, but the hotel really solidifies that to where families can come and stay at the hotel, which that's an attraction in itself if you get a chance to go check that out.
That's neat.
Yeah, beautiful pool, themed rooms, the lobby you walk in, you could spend hours in there just playing, even adults could, playing in the Lego bricks and everything else. But just congratulations to Legoland Florida Resort, their staff, and just really excited to see the future of how that's really just going to continue to change Polk County's tourism product.
And it really raises the bar, Chris. Talk a little bit about the fact that with a property like that, you'll see newer properties coming on board, and the perception and the value that Polk County has in its tourism and its sports marketing, it just continues to rise.
It does, yeah. And the old saying of, a high tide floats all boats, and that's true. A lot of times you think a new hotel opens is going to take away business from other existing places. That's not true with a hotel like this, because it creates more, and everyone's going to be lifted up by that. So it's really, really exciting day to day for Legoland opening that hotel, and really exciting future for Polk County, as we're already on a record pace. Just celebrated actually the biggest month ever in tourism collections for Polk County in the history of tourism. So in March. So with this and continuing on, it's just getting better and better.
And one of those hotels that's already doing a great job in housing all those visitors for Legoland, Florida, has been the Holiday Inn Winter Haven, who is our segment sponsor in this fourth and final segment. But some events coming up here in Polk County real soon, Chris, so let's go ahead and hit them.
Yeah, a longtime partner and good friend of Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing, ISA, based right here in Polk County. They have a big event coming up right here in Bartow at 555 Recreation Complex. That's actually taking place this weekend. It's the ISA Adult Memorial, and that's going to bring about 70 youth, adult, and senior, or they host 70 adult, youth, and senior events every year. This is one of them, and it's going to be a great event right here in Bartow. Some great hotels here in Bartow as well to house all those people coming in from out of town.
And we already talked about, we just had Dani in the last segment talking about the second annual Racing to the Rescue 5K. Of course, that's benefiting the Hope Equine Rescue Center, and great facility, and we really appreciate. We were talking about Dawn and Ann in the previous segment, but Dani and all of her committee members and everybody who's working that facility, because it's really a need here in Polk County.
Yeah, and talking about this specific event that they're hosting, again, a great fundraiser for a great cause, but we talked about Holloway Park. That really is getting a lot of attention, not only around the state, but nationwide as a really, really good cross-country racing facility. So they have a great venue for their event tomorrow, and it should be a good time.
Well, Tuesday, May 19th is an event I can't really... It's shocking to me that I'm going to mention this, but there's a reason I'm going to mention it. But it's the Polk County Auburn Club annual meeting. So War Eagle, to all you Auburn fans out there, you can have offensive coordinator Rhett Lashley going to be there and talking to the group. But the reason I bring it up is the fact that Polk County is a hotbed for recruiting, and that's why these coaches come to Polk County to talk to these different, Coach Jimbo Fisher was just here. The University of Florida coach was just here.
McElwain was here a few weeks ago.
I don't say his name.
Yeah. Well, you said War Eagle, so I thought you would at least make that exception again.
Not.
As a one-time thing, huh?
It's a one-time thing. But that event, if you're interested, is at the Hilton Garden Inn in Lakeland, and that'll be on Tuesday, May 19th. YBOA got another event coming in.
Yeah. Again, longtime great partners, great relationship with YBOA and Don Rudlinger. They will be here in February for a couple days for their YBOA Summer Slam event, and we're excited about that one. FloridaYBOA.com if you need more information about that event.
61st Annual Florida Square and Round Dance Convention. Did it again, got it that time.
You did, yeah.
But we've already talked about it, May 22nd through the 24th. That's at the Lakeland Center, and another ISA event. Yeah,
another one, a Youth Memorial Day Madness event. That's going to be taking place again right here in Bartow. A great facility over there at 555 Recreation Complex. That was one that was kind of renovated just a couple years ago. And now we see the results of that with ISA bringing event after event into that facility. So that'll be another good one. And for more information on ISA, we talk about them all the time, it seems like on the show. You can go to isasoftball.com and find out more about the events they have coming up, just about the organization and how they call Polk County home.
Well, when you talk about ISA and you talk about YBOA, it really all boils down to relationships. You know, the relationships that have been developed over the years, because these events don't just show up in Polk County. Right, you have to develop these relationships over the years, and these are perfect examples of business that continues to come to Polk County because of good foundations laid early in the early years.
An event we talked about on last show was Skills USA that had just, I believe it just wrapped up. Everything's kind of a blur, but that was one, like you said, it doesn't just happen overnight and the event just shows up at your door. That took several years of meeting them at one of the many conventions we go to sell Polk County, and then developing that relationship, and then being able to bid on the event and then get them here. That was probably a 3-4 year process. And then being successful
in putting the event on once they show up.
Exactly.
It's important, because I know with recently just talked to Frank Garcia, the Universal Shooting Academy, and of course the World Shoot. We knew of all the events that were going to come in prior to the World Shoot, but now even more events are being secured because of the success of that event. The other day he just told me about 2 more national events that are going to be in Frostproof. So exciting stuff. 2015 Zoo Sports Summer Face-Off will be Friday, May 29th through the 31st. That is at the Northeast Regional Park, and that is lacrosse.
Yeah, and we always talk about the variety of events we host. There's one of them, and Northeast Regional Park, another great facility, relatively new facility the county has here, and it's beautiful place to go. So go check it out if you're up in that Davenport I-427 area, right after you visit the Visitor Information Center.
Absolutely. We got some sponsors we need to take care of.
We do. Bright House Networks is always a great partner. Hall Communications, Abuelos, the Trophy Shop, and Days Inn, all very, very good partners of tourism and sports in Polk County, and we're happy to have them as partners.
We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. As Chris just said, for more information about sports and sporting events in Polk County, go to centralfloridasports.com or give us a call at 863-551-4750. The next edition of Sports Central will be live coming at you on Friday, May 29th. Until then, you can watch this program again here at the following dates and times. But until then, for Chris Caprios, I'm Neil Duncan. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again next time.